Hello and welcome back to Game Time! I was procrastinating recording this today and I thought, you know what? Just do it. It's gonna be great no matter what. There's no music. Is there sound? Okay, there is sound. Good, that's great. Welcome to Waiter! My spaghetti is cold. Which is, the worst thing you could possibly have in the world. Cold spaghetti, except for maybe, I don't know, war? Anyway, let's start. What is my name? Well, I think we all know that my name is... Have I actually said my name? My name's Callum. I'm your host. Welcome to Game Time. I don't know. Let's do. Bam. Waiter, my spaghetti is cold. Sean's footsteps echo across the empty diner as he shuffles over from the window. So you won't even call me by my name. You're lucky I didn't straight up forget it. Well, my apologies, Your Grace. Never call me that again. The manager has the key to the electrical box. Unless you want to rely on the friction between my hands, it's out of my control. I push the spaghetti around my plate and sigh. Best to skip the sweet talk then. Look, friction is a way of heating things up. If you can frick over my spaghetti... God, that's the worst thing I've ever said. Then maybe that would just do the trick, you know? You chose this, Sean. So you think leaving was a choice? Well, ghosting everybody certainly was. Ooh, history. Is this all a game to you, Sean? Do you know how long it took me to track you down? Is there music? There's crickets. Come, I'm then welcomed in for some leftovers, as if there isn't a national manhunt going on. Dude, looks like your name is C. Sorry, manhunt? What's next? You twiddle your thumbs and beg for Oscar's forgiveness? I just can't understand you. I stab the spaghetti repeatedly as the words spill out of my mouth. You see this spaghetti, Sean? This is my trust and love for you. Getting stabbed over and over by a fork. You better start explaining what's going on. He fumbles with the bar cloth hung on his waist. Well, remember Devon Wood's hook a while back? It was the last run we did together, before you decided to be dramatic and disappear like you had better things to do. Sean? Crickets are really helping with the awkwardness. You okay? Callum, during that time. It's okay, you can tell me. He releases a sigh and nods. I tried applying to Devonwood College's Bachelor of Arts program. What? I got a 92, but the cutoff was 95, and I'll try reapplying next year. Just what the hell are you trying to say? That there's more to life. His voice rings across the diner, his hazy eyes searching for some semblance of understanding. He kind of looks like he wants to kill me. I am distracted by his right bicep. I'm not gonna lie. There's more to life than breaking into houses and hurting people. And during our last encounter, Oscar talked about robbing some bank. A bank, Callum. You think there's a way out? You think Oscar is just trying to forget about you? Well, while you're at it, you might as well give yourself up at the station. At least then you'd have a chance to live. He shakes his head and pinches the space between his brows. Pinchy, angry. I'm going to stay at AJ's for a while. Well, does AJ know what caused the scar on your thigh? How do I know about that? Show me your thighs. Does he know about the pictures you took? The ones that surely inspired your artwork? What about that man you buried? Holy shit, I feel like I've walked in on somebody else's life right now, and it's making me a little uncomfy. Oh. Sorry, I think were your hands made of glass? I think they just shattered. He slams his hands on the table and sweeps the plate of spaghetti onto the floor. That would be it. His bloodshot eyes now intensely fixated onto mine. Bloodshot? Not really seen. I know those eyes. It's the ones Oscar asks for when he wants someone to start talking. You on rollerblades? I sit motionless and hold my breath, pretending to be unfazed. His eyes slowly trail from mine onto the mess on the floor. As he straightens himself, he looks at his trembling hands with downcast eyes. I can't do this anymore. Every night, waking up in a cold sweat, every day, finding something new to pray forgiveness for. Feeling endlessly stuck in a hellish loop filled with guilt and regret. Regret? Oh no. I'd rather die. So that's the vibe that gave off. There's nothing I can do about it. And that night I buried that man. You locked yourself in the bathroom since you couldn't stop crying. You don't know what you're talking about. Your lies don't work on me, Callum. He sheepishly extends his hands. Sorry, just the one hand, and cups my face. My mind goes blank as I clutch the table's edge to stop the shaking. Stop the shaking? Is there an earthquake? Category 5? Sure, I ghosted everyone and ran away. But you always were the best at tracking people. That's a weird compliment. Personally, I don't think I'd know how to take that. Also, I might add some ambience music to this because it's kind of awkward with just crickets and my voice. I feel awkward. As the realization dawns on me, I feel like my heart is being torn in a million pieces. He was waiting for me. This lie is eating me up inside. I can't keep it up anymore. You know, that's not what you like to hear in the bedroom. Sean, this is a setup. I expected him to lash out, to leave me behind, but he looks oddly relieved. Age is in the back waiting for us. We can make it. He turns to leave, but I grab his arm in hesitance. Callum, let me prove it to you. There's so much more to this life, so much love and wonder that makes it all worth it. It's really weird reading out my own name. I wish I hadn't put that in there now. Does anybody else experience that? Like, reading your own name out loud in a different context is really bizarre. And whatever comes our way, we'll face it together. He firmly grasps my hand and pulls me into his arms as uncertainty melts away, and for once dreams and wishes resurface in my mind guilt-free. And more to life. Sick. I really feel like I walked in on somebody else's fantasy. Not fantasy. Depending on what you're into. If you're into cold spaghetti and waiters. Okay. I'm going to get ending B, because I assume there is an ending B. I'm going to make my name Lomble. So I feel less weird. Did I mean nothing to you? I can't just say that. When I first walked in and saw you, my hand clutches the fork as I steady myself. I was just glad to know you were still alive. Lomble. You have a stupid name. A forced smile spreads across my face as I point the fork at him. You're more of a snack than this spaghetti ever will be. You better start explaining what's going on. He fumbles with the bar cloth hung on his waist. Yeah, okay, that's the same stuff. Spit it out already. His eyes shift towards the window and he winces. He scratches his neck and purses his lips. I try to... Yeah, okay, we got that one. Nonsense. So this is why you were avoiding my calls? Why you left us behind? Oscar gave up everything for us, and this is what he gets? You, talking about some art school, pretending to be a good citizen after everything you've done. He shakes his head and pinches the space between his brows. Okay, glass hands. Uh-oh. Sorry, Sean, I think I tripped out on this cold spaghetti for a second. Hang on, no, wait. There was different text there. Did I break the crickets? Oh no. I sit motionless and hold my breath, pretending to be unfazed. His eyes slowly trail from mine to the bouquet. As he straightens himself, he looks at his trembling hands with downcast eyes. I can't do this anymore. Oh no, I did look at that. Feeling endlessly stuck in a hellish loop filled with guilt and regret. I'd rather die. There's so much anguish in his eyes, I almost feel sympathetic. He thinks he's messing with my head, but I've seen games like this play out before. Oscar and the others should be close. I think about stalling, but his gaze pierces right through me. Lomble, I hope that one day you come to terms with the path you chose. Abrupt goodbye? What did you do? Kill me? My stomach just growled so much. I think it wants spaghetti. I think that's what the conclusion of this game has become. Well, that was Waiter, My Spaghetti is Cold. This is not what I thought this was going to be. This is not what I thought this was going to be. I thought this was going to be funny. And it was, I don't know, concerning. I feel uncomfortable. I feel like I've eavesdropped on somebody else's conversation. And sometimes that's fun. Sometimes that's something that people like to do. Gonna keep that broad so not to dob myself in. But, I don't know. This is fun, I suppose. Got to meet 3 incredible characters, Sean, Callum, and Lomble. So, that's about it from me. I've been your host, Lomble McClomble. See you next episode.